What's up YouTube, Mellow Matt here. I know I've cut it awfully close, but we are here for a ban list prediction, literally the day before the ban list drops. But I do want to give my opinions on all three formats and what I think can and can't be hit. So let's dive into it. We are going to start off with Premium. Now Premium, I'm not going to say touch at all, because yes, whilst the Nightmare Dolls are showing a strong appearance, they haven't, with the Barrow Arrow results, they didn't honestly outright take the format. I think they won one of the three regions, and even then the tops was all WCC members. It wasn't a variety of players using the deck. So you could put it down to, oh, it tops because these people were using it. I'd rather wait, give it a bit more time, develop it a bit further. Plus, we do have the Clan Collection coming out in Japan in May, and for us in June. So giving it that extra little bit of time allows us to go, oh, this has changed this deck, this is that power crept this now, this can now cause issues, and they can adjust it for the next ban list for Premium. B Premium, however, does need a lot of hits because it is unfortunately not in a healthy state and does need addressing. So the first one up for my V Premiums is going to be the choice restrict between Abyssal Owl and Black Sage Charon. Now the reason I've done this choice restrict is because it then gives you an out to Luard. Because if you see Abyssal Owl, you know they can't run Charon and you can damage deny them. Because if you damage deny them in the early game, they do lose a lot of power to the fact of they can't Luard easily. So doing that, you give a lot of strength to yourself from having that early damage now. Whereas if you see Black Sage Charon, however, you can then know you can rush hard, rush fast, because they haven't got the draw power to build that hand back up because of no more Abyssal Owls. Overall, it's a really nice choice restrict. Luard still gets to be a relatively strong deck because it's not reducing the power of generating its 3 force marks a turn, but still does have an out to actually controlling the deck. Next one up is a interesting choice restrict I've done for Gold Paladins. So Gold Paladins, what I'm doing is with Bluish Flame Liberator Percival, and he can only be used with normal grade 3s that have Liberator in their name. So this was an old choice restrict back from the G format, where Slay Me for Dual Knights got restricted to only being able to be used if all your grade 3s were Dual Knights. This comes in again. Percival still allows you to combo off with Prominence Core, because we can't outright ban Percival because their Prominence Core is officially a dead card that's got nothing associated with it because it names Percival specifically. But doing this and then also reduces the power of Spectral Duke, which is one of the two dominant decks in Japan at the moment. So reducing that power level allows them to also develop further with Gold Paladins, because whilst Percival's there, you can't have too strong of a grade 3 because then you're going to break the deck again, as we saw when Percival came out alongside Gurgit. It also then means that they can now develop further. Gurgit can get more support now because they've taken the restriction of Percival completely out of the way, so we now know he can never come back to it. Whereas Spectral Duke can also get that little bit more support because we've taken Percival away from him. Golds will be allowed to develop further rather than be held back due to Percival. Next one up on my list is Angel Feathers, and I'm just going to come out and say we need to ban Black Observe Hamiel. Now Hamiel has been honestly the dominant force behind Gavriel for far too long now. You can't put it to one for the fact of you've got the ability to toolbox it from anywhere due to the Angel Feather cards. You can grab it from deck, grab it from damage, you can grab it from drop zone, and you can even move, obviously you can move from soul to deck damage drop zone, wherever, to then manipulate it back into your hand onto the field again. So you really can't deal with just one, it does need to go. It will be a big hit to Gavriel, but they do get the new finisher in the forms of Ramiel Reverse and the Clan Collection. So you can still do the early rush game with Gavriel, just not have the Sentinel restrict, and then finish up with Ramiel Reverse forcing a 5-card guard on the Vanguard swing. All in all, should keep the deck under control while still allowing it to be a relatively playable deck. Next one on the list is Grand Blue. Now, Grand Blue, you might not expect me to be mentioning here, but it's more the fact of once you take away Gold, Shadows, Angels, and Bermuda, you do want to keep Grand Blue under control to make sure it's not going to instantly jump above the rest of the meta. So for this choice restrict, I have gone with Pirate Sword Colombard and Green Shade. Now the reason I've gone for this over just what people have been asking for an outright ban of Navigator is more the fact of Beatrice, which is the ghosty version of the deck, can function very strongly without Navigator. So Hit's Navigator does not affect them one bit, and they will still be a dominant tanky deck. So dealing with a choice restrict between Pirate Sword Colombard and Green Shade hurts both this deck and Night Rose by reducing the consistency of the deck. Because if you go for Colombard with Count Blast 1, choose whatever you want to mill and then call something from drop zone, you then can't Green Shade to then manipulate your hand even further, and vice versa. If you want Green Shade for your hand manipulation, then you don't get Colombard for your specific mill. So it literally, the two together turns it to Count Blast 1, add anything from deck to hand, while still milling 2 more on top and getting a call to the field. So having this control really does help the deck. Still allow Navigator, because we do want to still give them the win con of Navigator, rest 2, mill 5, calling out a Skull Dragon, and still having that bit of pressure behind the deck. Next one up is the problem child of the premium, Bermuda Triangle. So we are going to start with the smaller side, because this one's going to cause the least disruptions, and that is with the Melody, because Melody is currently the dominant deck in Japan. It is being seen left, right, and centre, and it needs touching. And I'm going with the limit to 1 of Prudent Blue Meep. So Meep is honestly the most consistent card in the deck. It's the only shatter point the deck's really got. In fact, if you Soul Blast 1, check top 7, grab 2 different melodies, put 1 to hand, 1 to soul. All you're doing is, on place, I'm getting the card I want in my soul and getting the card I want into my hand. You're literally not paying a cost for the fact of you want to be going. Her skill is Soul Blast 1 if you're on grade, if you both, you and your opponent same grade, but Count Blast 1 if you're not. But Melody doesn't use Count Blast, Soul Blast that much anyway, so you're not really paying a cost as much. So putting Prudent Blue Meep to 1 does control the deck, for the fact that it does reduce a lot of its consistency, but the deck is still the casino deck it always has been. Now the other hit, which is causing a lot of debates in the B Premium Twitter meta, YouTube, Discord, everywhere, how to deal with Prism. I do see a lot of people discussing choice restricting Ellie Aqua Lot. And my personal opinion, that's the wrong way to go around it, because you're hitting every single deck but Prisms. The reason behind this is Prisms have developed to the point of they're only running 2 of 3, and this is all pre-V-Clan collection, which did bring out a new grade 2 which discards 1 to check top 3, add a card to hand. So it could easily be, oh, I'll take Ellie out this choice restrict, I wasn't playing at least a lot anyway, and I'll then drop Aqua, put this new grade 2 in, and the deck's still there. So we do have to go directly for the shatter point again, which is a limit to 1 on either Prism Image Clear or Prism Image Erosa. You do have to go directly for the shatter point in the Prism engine. It does allow you to then, but later down the line, develop further with, like they could do in Clan Collections 5 and 6, do Prism Image Labrador, Prism Promise Labrador, and some more Prism support, but control it this time. Doing this does allow you to bring back the dominance of Prism that's currently happening in the English, on the Western side of the meta, because it does need to be controlled, but you then aren't doing Ellie Aqua Lot choice restrict hitting everything else bar Prisms. You could technically do the choice restrict 3 separate times with Lot, with Ellie, and with Aqua, so you then can't play any of them. That's honestly messy, and it's just so much cleaner to do a limit to 1 on either part of the grade 1 or grade 2 of the Prism line. As for a watch list for V Premium, I do want to put Messiahs on there. The reason behind this is it did have quite a bit of a presence over at V Premium EU Barrow, and it did show up quite a bit at BCFO as well. So having it there as a watch list for after all these bans just to keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't go too far. So then, if need be, they can bring it back in at the summer ban list and bring everything back into control ready before they do the next Feet Land collections. And then for the overdress side, I've only got 2 watch list cards, and that is watch list decks, I should say. And the first one is for Magnolia. The reason that is because it's currently dominating the JP meta due to the strength of Magnolia Elder and Inlet Pulse being able to draw every turn, leaving yourself a 12-card hand, making yourself not phased by the meta to their next turn, spit it all back out again due to Magnolia skills, then gain all that hand back again due to Inlet Pulses. So obviously for now it would be a watch and see, because set 5 might actually bring something out that can control it. But with this point we don't know, so it's a watch for now. Same with the other deck, which is Barrow Magnus, due to the strength of combination Brainwash Swirler with Pandemonium Tactics. Again, it's just an observation for now, because it's the only deck that's somewhat able to keep up with Magnolia strength at the moment. But obviously we've got Lyrical that have just dropped this weekend, which has already shown strong results. And then we've got set 5 as well. Again, just watch for now. Barrow Magnus might phase back down again, but we can obviously adjust it come the summer ban list. But that is going to be all there is for this video. If you haven't done so already, please do like, comment, subscribe. It very much does help the channel. I shall also be live tomorrow. Oh, well, when this video goes up, about 10 hours from now, on Outer Orange's Twitch, because she's going to be streaming the product stream, and I'm going to be there hurling abuse at her and laughing because neither of us understand Japanese. There will be a few more of us in the chats. Do make sure to come watch us. It is going to be a lot of fun. And I shall catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.